Hey, Jason. Just waiting for more people. What do you think the titles of this game? Cool. So far, we got 3 on here. Four? Cool. Oh, yeah. Hmm. We'll wait a few more minutes, Jason. Hmm. Oh, Frankie's looking at the TV. Frankie, eat your chicken. Well, we'll go ahead and start. All right. First question is Al Capone was known as this name. Al Capone was also known as this name. What else did Al Capone had a nickname? It's his nickname. What was Al Capone's nickname? So, what is Al Capone's nickname? All right. Anybody else? Those who are watching on the black side of the world? All right. The answer is Scarface. All right. Famous crimes. Where did the Great Train Robbery took place? Where did the Great Train Robbery took place? I'm sure everybody has it. Okay. The answer is in Great Britain, Glasgow, London. In Great Britain, Glasgow, London. That's where the Great Train Robbery took place. In Glasgow and London, in Great Britain. So that's where it came. All right. You're close, Jason. Close. Which president wanted to shoot down Guatemala Bay? Which president wanted to shoot down Guatemala Bay? What president wanted to destroy Guatemala Bay? You think it's Obama? Let's see. Yep, Barack Obama. All right, vocabulary. Capital punishment. What is capital punishment? Answer. What is capital punishment? I'm saying what is the death penalty? You're saying what death penalty is? Okay. Oh, answer sheet. Those two. All right, let's find out. It is. What the hell is that? That ain't right. Nope. That ain't right. Sorry. That's a wrong answer on that one. Somebody put the wrong answer. What? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is it? Somebody put the wrong answer. Unless they're in Russia or Germany, but that's not our capital punishment. So, no. Capital punishment. Hold on, let me look it up. This is what will be capital punishment. Capital punishment, or the death penalty, the state sanctions execution of individual punishment for a crime. While legal in 27 states, the federal government and the military that they use of capital punishment has decreased, with several states imposing and voluntarily. So that's the capital punishment. Hey, Louise, how you doing? How you doing? So I don't know what this is. This is Germany or Russia or whatever. I have no idea. All right. Mix. What is amnesty's take on capital punishment? It better not be a German or Russian answer. What is amnesty take on capital punishment? How you doing, Mustang and Louise? How you doing? I'll let you send one more person. Let's see what else. Okay, so I'm well. I hope everything's doing great. I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I just got to get some. My brother's going to fix my truck tomorrow. So let's find out the answer here. Better not be in German. They are fighting for abolition. Well, that's what it says. Ending mortality and abolition. So, what was Charles Peace infamous for? What was Charles Peace infamous for? Hey, Cyber, where we going? How you doing? What was Charles Peace famous for? War? I think it was murder. Okay, we got war, murder. All right, let's find out. Burglary and drug dealing. Huh? Wait a minute. Peace in famous for. Okay, hold on. Charles Peace in famous for. Oh, crap. Hold on. I'll get later. Okay, Charles Peace is a sexual. It is a. What was? No, not. Okay, Charles Peace, sexual offender or predator system. Charles Peace is a sexual offender under. That's totally different. I don't know what it is. This damn thing doesn't come up right. All right, well, we'll find it. I don't think that's correct. Do you think that's correct? Well, it says here Charles Peace is this Charles Peace is a sexual offender under Florida law. Um, so I don't know obituaries of Charles Franklin Peace. I have no idea. Comes up with several different names. Oh, okay. Well, that's where was the murder at the time when he shot John F. Kennedy? Well, that's very dinky and small. Where was the murderer at the time when he shot John F. Kennedy? Can you guys read that? Dallas. Hmm? Oh. But Jason was calling to ask you your favorite scary movie is, Randy. No. In the building complex, it was book depository building. That's where he was. He was in the book depository building. Famous person, prison. Which famous apartheid fighter was in prison on Robben Island? Which famous apartheid fighter was in prison on Robben Island? Yep, sure was. All right, we'll find out here. Nelson Mandela. So yeah, Nelson Mandela was the answer. What is what? I would say what is mistake in English? And that's a German name, but still, it's a mistake. Trying to spell the correct. What is the correct word for mistake in English? I think that's what it is. What is the mistake word in English? All right, let's see what it says. What? What is suspect in English? That's whoever wrote this one didn't do the question right. That's the mistake. Yeah, whoever wrote this. What does the expression 25 to life means? What does the expression 25 to life means? In prison. We'll see what is a German lifetime in prison. Okay, everybody would know that one. Okay, next question. What kind of crimes did Bonnie and Clyde commit? So, what kind of crimes did Bonnie and Clyde committed? All right, it is food store, gas station, bank robberies. Really? Hold on. What did Bonnie and Clyde committed? Bonnie and Clyde committed serious robberies, including bank heists, small business robberies, and automobile theft, as well as numerous kidnappings. At least 13 murders during their crime spree in 1930. Their criminal activity spanned several states and in their ambush death in Louisiana. So Bonnie and Clyde was responsible for at least 13 known deaths, including multiple law enforcement officers and some civilians who got in their way. The first known murder to them was in 1932, and their final victim was a constable in Oklahoma in April 1939. So there's the real story. All right. The Great Train Robbery Gang stole a large amount of money. How much to be exact? So the Great Train Robbery Gang stole a large amount of money. How much to be exact? How much money did they took? So Mustang says 10,000. Jason, Cyber, how much money was stolen on the Great Train Robbery? 2.6 million pounds. Okay. Cyber, no clue. Okay. 3 million. All right. Let's find out. It is 2.6 million pounds. Okay. Yeah, it was British. This was an early question earlier. Uh, I asked Jason. So it was from Glasgow, London. That's where the Great Train Robbery was. Glasgow, London. 2.6 million pounds. I'll have to read that story. I mean, once I get done, I'll find it and read it. All right. Guantanamo Bay focuses on a special type of prisoners. What kind? So, what Guantanamo Bay? What kind of prisoners was special to go to there? Who was the special prisoners that would go to that campment? Muslim. All right, let's find out. Terrorist suspects. More to the point. Trial. What's the meaning of trial? So, what's the meaning of trial? That's a question, Louise. Who tells a better story is a trial. I don't know, Louise. That's the question. I guess we'll find out. What the hell is this? Another German or Russian? That's a German. I don't know what that is. Well, no, it's a trial for someone. Oh my God. Who put these questions in this Jeopardy game? What is the most common death penalty in the United States? Better not be a Russian or a German. What is the most common death penalty in the United States? I think they're asking what is it, electric chair or like ejection or hang by a noose? All right. Lethal injection. Okie dokie. Ted Bundy raped and killed between 29 to 100 women. What did his victims have in common? All right, let's find out. White women aged 15 to 25 years old, long, straight, parted in the middle. They forgot the color of the hair, but that's what it is. Famous crime. Who killed John F. Kennedy? Everybody should know that one. Who killed John F. Kennedy? All right. Answer is Lee Harvey Oswald. But there was a story about the guy who actually shot him. Was hidden behind the bush, like it said. Saw that. The Tower of London was a prison back in the days. What is it used today? So the Tower of London was a prison back in the days. What is it used as today? A museum. They use it as a museum today. All right. What the hell is this? I have no idea. Skip that one. What is forgery? So, what is forgery? Felony. When you act like you are someone you are not and use someone else's name under false pretense. Answer: what the forgery? Well, I understand forgery here, but in German, who is this person who wrote these questions? I have no idea. How did Jack the Ripper kill his victims? So, how did Jack the Ripper kill his victims? Okay. He killed the victims in public places. They were first strangled, and then Jack cut their throats and stomachs, removing their organs from the crime scene. At least that was in English. Why was there no trial for John F. Kennedy's murder? There was to a trial. There was to a trial. Who? Somebody didn't get the point. There was to a trial for John F. Kennedy's murder. There was a special attorney who did that, who was trying to get the truth of why things went wrong that day. There should have been more Secret Service on his car. They have people be able to stand on the side of the car, in the back of the car. That's obvious. You've seen in those films that they can stay in the back of the car and the side of the car. But they did have bulletproof glass, an open glass. Yep, he was a patsy. All right, so he got killed 2 days after the incident. All right, why is San Quentin prison so famous? So why is San Quentin prison so famous? Why is it? Lee Harvey Oswald should have just left and gone back. He wouldn't have been in that book depository building. Okay. Because of the notorious prisoners on death row. So a lot of famous prisoners on death row. So, all right, last one, and then I'll find that story on the Great Train Robbery. What does infamous mean? What does infamous mean? All right. What the? Well, that's not English. Well, that's it on this questions. So, be able to, um, yeah. So I'll be back with the story of the Great Train Robbery in London, England. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Talk to you guys all later. Bye.